Welcome to West Coast Wednesday here on Prospectors Radio with Kathleen Biffle, Ron Harrison, Rich Cooley, Scott Swiftwater Toney, Indiana Gold Hunter, Dennis Dayton, and your host, Tim Grimes. We hope you enjoy the show, and thanks again for listening.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another West Coast Wednesday here on Prospector Radio. I'm your host, Tim Grimes, and joining me tonight, I got three of the crew here. First off, we'll start with Mr. Rich Cooley. How are you, Rich?
Hello. How's everyone tonight?
Doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Good, everything?
I got my present from Ron, so I got that one set of riffle sets from him, so I'll be getting that fixed here shortly, hopefully, and moving on.
Oh, nice. So you're set now.
Yeah, well, I still got to wait to get them welded and stuff, but I'm one step closer to where I was before.
Uh-huh. But you got them. That's the key.
Yep, I got them, and I just got to wait for the other set to get back so I can start the process and then get these welded. And I got a bunch of holes to get fixed in there. My patchwork didn't work, so I'm going to have to either get it welded or redo it.
Oh, okay. Well,
there was a bunch of holes in the side of the sluice, and I tried to film, but now they're popping out on me, so I can't have that.
Yeah, so what can you do? Just braze them up?
Get them welded.
Yeah. Yep, that'll work.
Or epoxy.
Right, one or the other. Whichever one you can get to first.
Epoxy ain't going to come out.
No, not if you prep it right. It'll stay forever, won't it?
Yeah.
Damn.
Pretty much.
Good. Wow.
That's that two-part where you mix it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
That's good, Scott. Oh, yeah. That's definitely a stick and stay. It ain't going nowhere. No way. That is cool. Well, I'm glad you got them, though, Rich. So, man, that's basically the big piece you was waiting on, right?
Yeah. I'm just going to design it with two different riffle sets now.
Okay.
Basically, it's going to be, I'm going to have a couple riffles being 3/4, and then the rest of them 1 inch, and then one whole riffle set's going to be 3/4.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Now, Rich, is there a certain size that you found that works best, or is just that's what's
well?
most
That's the
for?
thing. Some of them have 3/4 inch, some of them have 1 inch. So I want to see what it's like with all 3/4 inch, and then I want to see what it's like with the 1 inch. And the reason why I have to put some 3/4 in the back is because I don't want to change where my punch plate and everything's going to sit.
All right.
Right.
If I go to 1 inch coming out of the back, I can't change from 1 inch to 3/4 because I'm going to have to set it up differently.
Right.
So in order for me to be able to use both riffle sets, I need to have at least the back two riffle sets being 3/4. That way my level is not going to be off of my punch plate sitting on top of the edge of my riffle set.
Now, is your punch plate on top of 3/4 going into 1 inch?
The punch plate is going to be sitting on top of the 3/4, yes.
Okay.
Which, if I wouldn't have those 3/4, it would be sitting on top of 1 inch.
No, I agree
don't
with you. I think 3/4 is really good. I like your setup and the way you're going.
So that's why he sent me 2 sets of 1 inch and 1 set of 3/4.
Damn.
So basically, I'm gonna cut and fabricate and get it to work. So.
And it will work. And it will work.
It'll work.
It will work
So
well.
that's my plan. We'll see what happens.
All right.
And,
can't wait to see it when it's all done.
Yeah. Getting a new paint job and stencil job and.
Oh yeah, you gotta bedazzle it a little bit.
Oh yeah, I already painted the crash box and it's gonna get a clear coat and all that.
Oh
crap.
man, look at there, a couple coats of lacquer and it'll shine like a.
You know what? Now he's going to have to come up with a name.
Yeah, you got to come up with a name. You can paint that on there too. Yeah.
I don't know.
Need to come to Ohio and break it in for some polar bear dredging.
Yep.
Yep.
He's gonna have
Might
to.
have to do that.
He'll have to, Kathleen. You know he will. If he can get off work, you know he will.
Yeah. Well, I got a cruise in January, so it'll be after that.
You got a what?
A cruise.
A cruise?
Yeah, I'm going on a cruise in January.
Rich Cooley is going on a cruise ship?
Get your beer out.
Wait a
I went
minute.
on a 7-day cruise before, and now this is an 8-day.
Have you really? Wow, I
yeah.
don't picture you as the cruise type guy,
Oh,
Rich.
man, I love it.
Now, where are you going to go to, Rich?
This time we're going to, it's coast, let's see, Aruba, Caraco, San Domingo, and I'm not sure.
Cow.
The other one.
That sounds way too fancy for
It's
me.
like Caribbean.
Sounds way too fancy for Rich.
Carousel.
Yeah, it's a Caribbean cruise.
That's cool, Rich. I just never
Yeah,
would have dreamed
yeah.
it. If somebody would have said, hey, want to give Rich a cruise? I'd say, nah, he wouldn't go.
Oh, yeah, man. I get the old shorts on and
Oh, no way.
palm tree pants.
Sunglasses.
He wears his jeans, shorts, socks pulled up. He's rocking it.
Christmas pictures.
Make sure you wear your straw hat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I'll
don't
be
forget
looking
the
for
sunblock.
gold on the eye.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to have Christmas pictures of Bermuda shorts with white plum trees on it.
Just,
I'll have my gold pen with me.
Just
I'm
know-
gonna check
Of
out the
course,
gold
you
pen.
bet.
just no Speedos, Rich, okay?
No, we don't go there.
All right. We
I
appreciate
did that in Okinawa, Japan. That's way too long ago.
Oh, mercy.
Oh,
That wasn't a good sight.
Oh, man. My man, Rich. That is funny.
Yeah.
Well, Rich, thank you for being here, brother.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. Also join us tonight, we got our West Coast connection, Mr. Scott Swiftwater. Tony, how are you, Scott?
Oh, man, I'm much better listening to that because Rich kills me
I know.
on that stuff. I'm telling you.
That just made my evening.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
No, old Swiftwater's been having a rough, and I might say rough season.
Season, right.
Yeah, everything out here right now is dry as a bone. And, you know, me and Ben Ironman come to the conclusion that I don't think we should tear our bodies up because we're not 25 anymore. You guys got to understand this. Now, we've got enough gumption as a 25-year-old, but when you're digging all day and you're throwing, oh my goodness, so many shovels in the dry washer and you're throwing rocks like the size of beach balls and bigger, we found out that you can't really go past 7 o'clock to 2 o'clock, no matter how you try it.
Yeah.
I mean, we could swear that the sun is a lot further than what it was yesterday, but when we still get up there, it's the same time, and you feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, I've kind of come to the conclusion, so to speak, is maybe we're going to just wait. He's got some stuff on the sidelines. I do too. I got a business, the same business that I used to work for. Can't Stop Smoking Barbecue down here. And they opened a satellite store, which is an idea that I had some time ago. And they kind of threw me, are you in or are you out? And I'm kind of looking at the way the season is this year, and there's no rain in the forecast for some unknown reason. But you know what? I might think I'm going to be messed up, might make it out. I don't know, but I think I got to choose to do this, and I think maybe my season might come to a quick end within the next 2 weeks. Just like I said, strictly because I cannot move enough dirt.
Right.
It's not. Yeah, you got to move. You got to move a lot of dirt to do it. And like I said, Ben, he's got a partner. If you've seen my videos, he's got a partner this year. So we're partnered, but we're not partnered like we're sharing what we're digging.
Right.
Because there's a third entity in the mix. So it's just like I said, it's really hard to move enough dirt. So I had a good business meeting tonight, and you never know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not getting no younger.
Right,
And,
but I mean, you'd think you're basically just done for the dry washing. Now, if the rains come, are you going to try to get out still on the weekends and stuff and do some dredging or something if you can?
Now, see, that's the thing. Since this business is opening, I'm more or less going to. It's more, I made a promise, so I'm more or less probably going to pull out a gold season, and the gold season I'm going to put into making the business good.
Okay.
That way, in the summer, if I want to go to California or Idaho or something like that to go dredging,
Well,
I could actually take that opportunity to take that and then make that my gold season instead of the
plan.
winters in Arizona.
That's a good plan.
So I guess that means the dredge ain't for sale then, huh?
No, the dredge.
You have me all hyped up, and then you turn around and you drop the ball.
Right.
What you want my 3-inch dredge?
No,
No.
I have a 4-inch. I'm
The
good
beast. the beast.
He wants the 6. Huh?
Yeah, you're saying the 6. So.
I'll tell you what, it is a monster, and I can't wait to actually make a video the way I think a dredge video should be made. I'm not saying that everybody else is bad.
Right.
I just there's a lot of people that watch a dredge video and they think, oh, you just get something floating and that's the way it works. They don't really describe how the dredge actually in detail works. Why is the floats why they are, and why it sets high in the water, and then when the water comes through it, now it's setting low, it's level. And people need to know. I don't know, you know me, I'm an information junkie. I like people to know that stuff, but I hope I can make a video on it, and at least one time this year. And I think if Ben gets enough water down on his claim, I can pretty much drive down to the other end of the claim, back the truck up, and if I build the dredge right there, just push it in water. And I'll probably have about 2.5. If we want to play it careful, we go 2.5 feet, and then we'll do a video on it like that. But I want to more or less. It's not about the digging with the dredge. I want to more or less show people, how a dredge works and why it does what it does.
Well, cool. Yeah, we look forward to it. That'd be
Cool.
pretty neat, brother. Well, we wish you luck still in your new venture. I mean, I hope it all pans out for you, and it works out great, and you'll still have plenty of time to get out there and prospect. We know that, so no worries.
It tears you up when you're used to a good season.
I bet it does, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do, right?
You're right, Sam.
That's part of the game.
Now you're going to be weekend prospectors like Shad
us.
and I.
Just like all of us.
Bite your tongue.
Just like us, yeah. Well, thank you for being here, Scott, and we will be talking to you again here shortly, my friend.
You got it.
Awesome. Also joining us tonight, I know you all missed her, Miss Kathleen Biffle. How are you, Kathleen?
Doing great. I'm so excited to be back.
We're glad to have you back. We missed you.
Back on the show.
Well, we missed you, that's for sure. Yeah. Everybody.
Well, it was hard, to make that decision. But after what we were pulling out, we're like, okay.
Oh, we all said.
Of...
No, we all understood. We're like, hey, we'd have done the same thing. It's been like, oh, no, I'm staying in this hole. Them guys
we know it's not like we get to go to Arizona every weekend.
Right. Exactly. And
it was beautiful.
It paid off for you.
Hey, where did you guys go with Jimbo? You guys were really close. I didn't think you were going to go out with. I didn't know you were going prospecting with Jimbo.
We told you, I thought.
Yeah.
Several times.
Several times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did you guys go north?
I think
Outside of Morristown.
Yeah.
Oh,
One of his claims.
Yeah.
I got you.
It was a lot of fun. We couldn't have asked for a better anniversary trip.
So how long was you done for? 7 days or something like that?
Yeah. We were there Wednesday night was our first night, and then we got home late last night.
Uh-huh.
So, the first part of the trip, we did did we do an excursion.
The tourist thing?
We studied up. We Shad plotted it out, how long it would take to get where, and we visited everything on our list.
Did you really?
Cool.
Yes. And did the research and was able to talk about some things on the video. So it'll be really interesting once we get all the pieces together.
Yeah. Now, how was the night in the haunted bordello?
Ooh. Well, I don't know if we should share a lot of it.
PG.
Oh, wait. Yeah, we just got way off track. I didn't mean that part. I meant...
No, the ghost part.
The ghost,
that place is
the
haunted.
ghost part.
Yep.
That place is haunted. And normally, Shad and I love going to these bed and breakfasts, haunted inns, whatever. And I never really have any experiences or feel anything, but I actually, not that I'm a median, but I'm kind of a sensitive to that kind of thing. So it was difficult for me to sleep.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
Why?
could physically feel myself getting sick. And,
Really?
And we went to one of the ghost towns. This was Fairbank when we went there, and we were walking up this long trail to the cemetery. And I was just thinking to myself that, wow, what a sad walk, that
Right.
these townspeople would bury their folks usually on a hill.
Mm-hmm.
They would all like walk, up there to bury him and then have to walk back.
Right.
And I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, this is a really sad trail.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I was thinking that, something came over me where I was so dizzy. And Shad thinks I'm crazy, but I could, whatever. He believes me,
Yeah.
but he won't admit that he believes me.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I got nudged by a ghost at the bordello. And the same feeling came over me and stuff. So, but there is a funny story behind that.
Well, let's hear it.
Well, okay.
PG version.
Okay, let's do the PG version. We were in Tombstone after we toured all the little ghost towns, and when we got there, we went to the Birdcage because we wanted to see the Birdcage Theater.
Right.
Big historic building, still in good shape. They've done a good job restoring it.
Mm-hmm.
But so we went there, and then we decided to go for a meal.
Okay.
Afterwards. I would not suggest getting steak anywhere
Why?
in Tombstone.
Why? Scott's even laughing on this one.
And I think it's because everything's grass fed, and we're used to like corn
Their
fed.
beef is not good.
It's just not good.
Really?
Period.
Now let me ask you guys a question. How much grass did you see in the desert?
I didn't see anything, but I don't know what
So-
those cows were eating, but they did not taste right.
Well, I wouldn't call it grass.
Okay, what is it, Scott? What's going on
Well,
here?
it's whatever they nibble. Cat's claw, cactus,
Yeah.
thorn trees.
Just whatever
anything
kind
they
of
could eat.
whatever
It's
kind
green,
of
yeah,
crap
they'll
they
take
can
it.
find. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm with
so, anywho, that is not a good dinner.
you. Not a good steak.
So we were heading back to the Bordello, and I'm sure we got in an argument about something.
All right.
Well, we were both disgusted with
we
dinner.
were just we had our hopes up high for this anniversary dinner, and the price was ridiculous, and it just tasted awful. So
Oh, my
I won't say where we went, but
Okay.
just don't.
Right, gotcha.
Message me and I'll warn you. where not
Okay,
to
that's
go.
what we'll
Yeah.
do. We'll
If you're ever in the area, we'll tell you where not to go.
private
And
message.
so we were just, kind of cranky because we were not used to time change.
Mm-hmm.
It was like really late for what we're used to, and of course, being in the Bordello, I'm sure Shad had some good hopes about the anniversary night, but that did not happen.
Okay.
Then I had to do the seance and break out a Ouija board.
Did you?
No.
Oh.
No, we just went to sleep. We just went to sleep, and then I woke up, I heard something knock on the wall, and I was like, oh, I can't sleep. I kept waking up the whole night, and I did not get a peaceful night's sleep there. So right when I was just dozing off, I felt this nudge, like this push, like pushed me towards Shad. And it freaked me out because I'd never been touched by a ghost ever.
That is kind of freaky weird.
Yeah, of course I tried to wake Shad up. He goes, shut up and go to sleep.
So she had no experiences, huh? Obviously.
I ignore him.
He didn't have any, no, but I was pretty sure that's what it was.
Would you stay there again, Kathleen?
I actually would.
You would?
I didn't feel like scary, like
threatened in any way?
Yeah, it was just more of a mischievous thing, and it was funny because one day we will tell you the story.
Okay.
The
Oh,
full
don't worry.
story.
I'll break it down for you.
Okay.
Around the campfire.
I believe the ghost was the madam, and you know what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The grumpiness wasn't part of the nightly expense.
I'm with you. I'm I'm reading you loud and clear.
Well, that's what we think. Is the nudge. Like, get to work.
Yeah, right. It could have been. Yes, you're right. Oh, very interesting. Wow. That sounds like fun, though.
It was a blast. We went to Fairbank, Charleston, Brunkhouse Cabin, which was really cool. Pierce, Gleason, Cortland, and then, of course, Tombstone.
That is so cool. You guys...
Some have more ruins than others,
Mhm.
and a few of them are really hard to get to. You got to pretty much hike it.
Right.
And,
I did not know we were hiking in the desert, by the way.
even though I told her.
I was so obsessed with bringing enough water, because you're like, always bring water. So I had all this water.
You didn't have any water.
I
You
had
made me
water.
carry it. I had the water.
No, we packed it in the truck though, so just in case we
Sure,
broke down, or, got stuck by Border Patrol, we would be prepared.
Right. Right.
But I pushed forward.
Oh, my God.
I wore shorts that day.
We had to walk the first place 3 miles into the desert through a lot of growth of plants and everything.
Oh, jeez. So...
Yeah,
So her legs kind of got a little too scratchy.
I got scraped up pretty bad, but that's okay.
But you made it.
First.
It's the desert.
You're right. It's the desert. It's like, hello.
Hey, I had a hat.
But we did actually, believe it or not, have to cross a river that still had some water flowing
Yeah.
through it, which
Oh,
was
wow.
We
weird.
saw a bunch of water.
Ah,
San Pedro. Is it San Pedro?
Yeah.
wow. That's crazy. You guys are just troopers out there.
Well, we're the wandering buffaloes.
You were wandering, all right.
We wandered.
You definitely
And we got to
wandered.
wander to Apache Junction right before we left.
Mhm.
And got to see Ron and Jesse. Josh was not there.
That's cool.
Feldman, the Feldman.
Uh-huh.
And got some cool books, which I'm almost finished with one book already.
Oh, wow. And is it interesting?
Oh, yes. I hope if we do get Ron on the show, he talks about it, because it's really cool, the story. The one I read from him was Double Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a treasure out there. It's still out there in Arizona.
He's still looking for it. In fact, he said he's been looking for it for a long time, and then he's kind of stopped, but he's looking again for it now.
Oh, that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
you guys were out by my claims.
We were?
Yes, you were.
My
You're really
goodness.
close.
We had the best time prospecting and doing the dry washing. We worked really hard, and that is hard work.
Yes, it is.
But the first day, it was all buckets and shovels because we had issues with the generator.
Jimbo Hoffman Hamilton. His equipment kept breaking down.
Oh,
out there.
no.
Well, at first it started out with his truck. He lent it to someone, and then didn't see that one of the headlights were out. So he had his trailer on there with his Rhino, his little what
Side by side.
It's called a side by side. So the rental company gave us a truck, which was a fluke, by the way. We did not pay for that truck. It was kind of like we don't have what you asked for, so you get to pick.
You get the upgrade.
Cool.
We're getting the truck.
Yeah, the guy was just joking too, and he was shocked we picked the truck.
Yeah.
You know.
When I said, let's get the truck, and he looked at me like, what?
Nobody wants the truck.
He wants the truck. And even had the bed liner, the liner, the spray-on thing in it. So we're like,
Cool.
sweet.
No, it was a good truck. I seen it.
Yeah. I'd like to have it. It was a great looking truck.
So we ended up having to pull the trailer up there and just taking that truck.
Mhm.
And Jimbo's behind, so it worked out
Good.
perfectly.
It was good that you got the truck then.
Yeah. And we are no longer nugget virgins, by the way. We found
How many?
nuggets.
A bunch?
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Not a nugget.
Plural.
Nuggets.
You found multiple if it's nuggets. Nice. Congrats. Your first
Jimbo
nuggets.
had he just got the new Mine Lab Gold Monster detector.
Oh, he did. Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
he sold his Gold Bug too,
Mm-hmm.
and got the Mine Lab Gold Monster, and that was actually his first time bringing it out in the field. You know, one of his buddies who was out there was using one, so he got to try it out and really liked it, and so he brought it out so we could kind of play with it. And well, let's just say I found a little nugget patch of 3 of them all together.
Wow. So did you find your new detector that you want to get now, Shad?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh yeah,
You like it?
He caught on quickly to it, and he found some nuggets, like a little pocket of them.
That is cool. That
Yeah,
is
just like I'd find one and then sweep over, and again it'd go off, so I'd go down, find another one, and then it would go off again, and then I'd go back down and get, I was just like, wow, this is weird.
That is cool, though.
I had a lot of fun. It was great.
So
and,
how many days
we
did
slept
you?
under the stars too. No tent.
How many days did you get to prospect, Kathleen?
2
2 full days.
2 full days, which
Okay.
I wanted to stay longer, but of course we have obligations and have to get back.
Right? Yeah. I figured that would definitely make you more ready to move down there, though, after going down there for this week.
Yeah. I have a hard time leaving Arizona, let me tell you. Every time we go, ask Shad, even like we've been visiting it for a couple of years now, and it's just, I just can't leave that state. I love it.
See?
Yeah,
I belong
but
there.
Their winter weather, forecast is just a nightmare down there. I'll tell you that. Everybody's bundled up in coats, and we even saw someone wearing gloves. At 68 degrees.
What is
It's
that?
like, really? It's like, don't they know what real cold is?
And I got to go visit the folks in my office too, for where I work.
Oh, you
'cause
did do
they're
that?
all out there. I'm the only one in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to meet everyone too, and that was kind of neat.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was funny. She decided to do that when we had to go clean the truck. So I had to go get the truck washed and then vacuum it, obviously, because it was, let's just say, pretty dirty.
Yeah, it was pretty dirty.
I bet. Mm-hmm.
Good timing.
Only a couple scratches, nothing like before.
Nothing major.
No.
Yeah. So you dropped Kathleen off and went on while she caught up with her workers and stuff like that. Right, Chad?
Yep.
I see. Good move, Kathleen.
See how I do that?
It's smart. I do like the way you do that. I wasn't sure if you was going to go see him or not. I figured, she's not going to do that. She's just going to prospect as much as she can. And
I was surprised I did, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah, that's cool that you did. So
All I know is I'm going to be very busy when I get back tomorrow.
oh, I bet you will be. But just think, while you're working, you can just keep thinking about all the fun you just had.
The cons are on their way. They're getting shipped.
They're on the road or in the air somewhere.
Yeah.
You mean books?
Oh, I'm sorry. Our books.
Books. Your books.
The guy asked us what was in there. And we're like, book. We both answered books. And then one of them he picked up and you could hear some rocks rolling around.
Them are some noisy books.
I took home some rocks too.
They're on geology. That's why they sound like that. Right? Oh, man. Well, we're glad you're back, and we're glad you guys had a great time, and Shad and got to do some metal detecting, and you guys got some gold, you got your first nuggets. Sounds like you had an awesome time, But we are glad you're back, and you know what? I bet you even have some news, so let's kick it on. Let's kick it up and over to Kathleen with.
It is time for Dredging Up the News with Kathleen Biffle. Mining news from around the globe, metal detecting, dredging, entertainment news, and fun facts as well. Here's Kathleen.
Hello, everyone. December 6th, 2017. Can you believe it's December already?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Christmas just around the corner. It's just sneaking up on me this year.
19 days.
I don't even have all my Christmas lights up. That'll be Saturday.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I'll start off with the story. This one's a little long, but it's kind of an ongoing saga.
Okay.
On Monday, President Trump signed two proclamations rolling back federal protections of two of Utah's national monuments. The president reduced the footprint of the Bears Ears Monument and the Grand Staircase Escalante Monument. So in reducing these two national monuments by a total of 2 million acres, President Donald Trump pleased small government and business proponents in Utah. However, of course, started what promises to be a furious court fight over whether he overstepped his presidential authority. So no one's really happy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Opponents include many of the country's most powerful environmental groups and 5 Native American tribes. So I guess, and I've reported on this before. Those monuments, these are the ones where the previous administration made a mad dash,
Right.
across the finish line, you know, and pushed. They had 3.25 million acres that was protected by the monument status.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's been reduced to a total of 1.23 million acres. So I guess it'll be now known by 5 smaller monuments. One will be Indian Creek. I'm going to try to pronounce these correctly. Shashja, Grand Staircase, Kaiparowitz, and of course the Escalante Canyon. Yeah.
Cool.
So with all of this, they're all it's just caused a ruckus.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and when you think about it, though, you're never going to have everybody satisfied.
Oh no, that's
no matter what you do.
Nope, that'll never happen.
And it's when Obama's administration made them monuments, of course, the other side was like all up in arms, and then when it swings the other way, the other side's going to be all crazy. So it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Just crazy.
So anyway, that was the update on that. Big news for Mr. Trump. All right, so the next story I have is with the EPA. Woohoo, we're just on a roll.
Oh yeah.
So the EPA has announced that it won't require mining companies to prove that they have cash available to clean up future pollution problems. This is sometimes known as financial assurance. This was last Friday, and the announcement would undo a requirement set in place under the Obama administration to require mining companies to set aside money for future. These are future Superfund cleanup costs, and from any unexpected toxic releases long after the mine closes. Mm-hmm. So the EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt, said that, modern mining practices and state and federal rules are already in place, and they adequately address the risks from the mines that are currently operating. And requiring mining companies to set cash aside for potential future problems would impose an undue burden on the mining sector. The mining rule was proposed 1 year ago after a federal judge in a case won by environmental groups found that the EPA had been ignoring a provision of the 1980 federal Superfund law. The court ruled that the government should require the upfront money from mining companies, considering the long history of legacy cleanups. Mm-hmm. So, that is big story. Oh, there was one other fact on that story. Evidently, the EPA spent $1.1 billion on cleanup work at abandoned hard rock mining and processing sites across the U.S. from the years 2010 to 2014. The EPA estimates the backlog of cleanup costs for mines nationwide approaches $54 billion, more than the entire Superfund budget. Good thought. Mm-hmm. All right, so now we are in global news. We have a few stories in global. Global news seems they always seem to have the most things going on.
Yeah.
All right. Barrick Gold. This is in Toronto. They're seeking to overhaul their operations by seeking artificial intelligence to oversee projects from exploration to robot-run mining.
What?
I think I touched upon
I think you did a while
similar
back.
story.
Yes.
But this company has actually made strides to get that started.
Wow.
They're looking into driverless trucks. They're going to have computers be the one to organize all the data from the operations. AI, that's artificial intelligence. AI managers will oversee projects that use computers. Computers in their data and any sensing tracking equipment. They want to better understand mine geology. So what they're trying to do is computers could analyze all that information to protect where to mine all the best ore.
Right.
And it also will let them know, of course, when equipment maintenance is needed. Yes. I guess evidently there's big competition out there for the world's top programmers, data scientists, and AI researchers. So if any of you are out there in that sector, look for your jobs to become high in demand. Barrick is spending $100 million in a partnership with Cisco Systems to create the right environment. They've already wired its underground Cortez mine in the Nevada desert. They predict digital mining will drop production costs down to $700 an ounce by the year 2021.
Wow.
The current level is the current level is $740 to $770.
Right.
So the company, as it scouts for AI project managers and data scientists for the first time in the mining industry, held their first mining industry virtual job fair job fair.
Mm-hmm.
This was back in August. So if you're a techie and you like mining, maybe this could be
the job for you.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to actually be the one getting dirty, but they need managers to manage all the robots.
That's crazy,
Who
though.
knows? A robot could just, drop a piece or two of gold for you.
It's interesting, though. My.
The robots are taking over.
Apparently.
I just want to learn how to hack them so I could just get them all to mail the books. I mean, the cons.
The books.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mailed that book.
It's the Sinister Buffaloes.
Yeah. That's the new video.
Oh my. All right, so here's a story in England. After 20 years, there are plans to restart gold mining in North Wales, and this is after a major mineral firm took a large stake in the owner of the Clogau Gold Project. The company is Alba Mineral Resources, and they've taken a 49% stake in Gold Mines of Wales Limited, or GMAW. They own the Clogau Gold Project, and that is situated in the Dalgellau Gold Belt.
Huh. I didn't know they had a gold belt up there. Interesting.
Yes. All right. They're saying this is just in time for Meghan Markle's wedding ring. I don't know if you guys follow the royal family.
Nah.
I didn't think so, but Prince Harry, of course, has proposed a marriage to an American actress, Meghan Markle, and that's who I was speaking of.
Oh, okay.
Evidently, the British royal family has been using Welsh gold to create wedding rings since 1923.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I didn't know they had gold.
I didn't either. I didn't think they was all about gold down there.
Well, I knew they had gold coins and treasures buried everywhere.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, hordes of
Now they got it
coins.
all.
Man, where do we go? Strange.
Looks like a nice place.
That was interesting.
All right. Well, this is sad news. At least 17 people were killed in a gold mine dispute on the Guinea, is it Guinea?
Guyana.
Guinea border.
Oh, Guinea?
Yes, Guinea.
Huh.
So, evidently a 2-day skirmish between villagers over control of a gold mine that straddles the country's joint border killed at least 17 people.
Oh, wow.
Villagers in both countries lay claim to the zone's rich underground deposits, which have lured thousands of people to work in unregulated small-scale mines along the border. There are 5 dead on the Guinean side and 12 dead on the Malian side. Witnesses say the villagers fought each other with firearms and knives. The fighting has ceased, but the situation still remains tense. Yeah.
That's a shame, though.
Dude, that's some BADASS gold digging. I
Yeah.
just tell you that much.
Yeah. Oh,
If
yeah.
you're out there and you got to fight with guns and knives because I'm digging gold, that's some serious. You got to want it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Yes. All right. So this is a story in Australia. Yeah, Australia. Sydney. Canada-based Kirkland Lake Gold listed its shares on the Australia Bourse on Thursday after investing millions of dollars and joining dozens of other prospectors in a modern-day gold rush, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Kirkland Lake expects to produce 250,000 ounces of gold in 2017 from a mine it bought a year ago in eastern Australia. And they're also thinking to expand into a new gold region on the other side of the continent, as we know of Western Australia. The target is gold occurring in clusters of pebbles, which investors such as Kirkland believe will compare in size with South Africa's massive Witwatersrand Basin. This is where more than a third of the world's gold has been mined.
Did you say gold in clusters of
Yes.
pebbles? The size
Yes,
of it?
they're finding gold occurring in clusters of pebbles.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I would
Well,
like to
this-
find golden clusters.
I know.
Yeah. 250,000 ounces a year? Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
250,000.
Jeez.
I know.
Holy cow.
No, yeah. So, Western Australia has just exploded
Mhm.
with a lot of mines. I guess in the past year,
seems
they
like it. Yeah.
they granted over 1,800 gold prospecting licenses
Mm-hmm.
for individual prospectors and detectorists.
Wow.
I was going to say, you could look on YouTube and you see the big guys finding like the big chunks of gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're out in Australia, man.
Usually always, right.
That's where it is.
Wow.
All of the world's biggest nuggets were found out there. There's probably a mountain of nuggets somewhere.
Probably.
And you know what's bad is because I really hate to say this, but if I ever was hunting, metal detecting, and found a chunk of gold that big, that video would never make
no. I ain't saying nothing.
I would never print it. No.
Nobody's
No.
ever going to know. Ain't no
I'm
way.
not saying I'm greedy, but
I'm
I
not
don't want
either,
everybody else
but-
to get it for me.
I'm not saying nothing because I'll be back there tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So I would not say
But
a
it's funny
word.
because there's sometimes on my videos where you hear somebody goes, you know what? I know right where you were. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. Hmm. Interesting, Kathleen.
Yeah. So we are into fun facts now.
Fun facts.
Fun facts. This one is my monthly gemstone one.
Oh,
So
yeah, that's right.
we are in a new month,
Mm-hmm.
December. So what comes with that? New gemstones.
New gemstones.
Birthstone. Well, there's actually 3 in December. We have turquoise, zircon. Is it zircon or zircon? I think it's
Zircon?
zirconia, yeah, zircon.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Tanzanite. So they're all of the blue variety of gemstones. So to start off with, turquoise. It's one of the oldest known gemstones. It's been prized for thousands of years by different cultures ranging from the Aztecs to the ancient Egyptians to the Persian Empire. The name turquoise is derived from turquoise or pierre turquoise, meaning Turkish stone. because it was believed to be brought to Europe from Turkestan, or the Turkish Dominion, but anyway.
Turkestanians.
But as we know, Native American tribes of the Southwest wore turquoise as an amulet, thought to offer protection, just to give them protection from anyone giving them the evil eye, which would be other people's ill will. So it protects you against stink eye.
Stink eye. You say stink eye or pink eye?
I said stink eye.
Oh, okay.
Stink eye.
You know what's really? Yeah, it's funny because it is called the stink eye. It's funny.
Stink eye.
Well, you give me. Hey, I heard it in the South a lot. You give me the stink eye. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I ain't looking at you. No.
Yeah, I've heard that before too, but
Yes.
stink eye, huh? Protected against stink eye. Okay.
Yeah, turquoise is also the stone of wealth and prosperity in many ancient cultures. Qualities like strength, sensitivity, connection to the spiritual realm, and protection against evil are all attributed to turquoise. I guess physically, turquoise is believed to neutralize acidity, alleviate gout, and any stomach ailments, rheumatism, and viral infections.
Man, turquoise is a marvelous stone.
It sounds like it.
Yes, it does. It's a cure-all.
It can be mined in Iran, the Sinai Peninsula of Turkey, China, Afghanistan, the United States of America, Australia, North India, Chile, Turkestan, Cornwall, Silesia, and Saxony. A lot of these places I have never heard of.
Me neither.
So that's where you can find turquoise.
Interesting.
You guys want to hear about the other two, or do you want me to save them for another day?
Go for it. Go do
Up
it.
to you.
Go for it.
All right, zircon, or zirconia, I think is what people call it. This is actually the oldest rock ever discovered. And that was in Australia.
But of course.
Go figure. Dating 4.4 billion years ago.
Wow.
And think about that, because the oldest diamonds are only 3.3 billion years old.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting.
So this stone is considered the symbol of purity, chastity, integrity, and dignity.
Mm-hmm.
The stone offers protection against evil as well, negative energy. It's believed to garner a warm response wherever the wearer goes. So if they're wearing this, that means people just like them.
I gotcha.
Yes. The healing abilities of zircon. It gives you a restful night's sleep and tranquility. It also brings honor and wisdom to the wearer. According to ancient tribes, the zircon reduces the pain of childbirth, improves appetite, and gives you strength and confidence on whoever wears it.
Interesting.
Wow, that's crazy. Childbirth.
It is, yeah.
Sounds like Red Bull. It gives you a win.
Yeah. Oh,
You
God.
can mine zircon in Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Sri Lanka, and Bangkok. Isn't Bangkok in Thailand? Yeah.
I think so, yes.
That must have been an
It's hot
error.
here. I
Must
can
been a
just
typo.
imagine how hot it is there.
That's weird. Wow.
what?
The heck?
Hang on, guys.
Yeah.
I got a skybird flying over. Hang on.
Just mute. Oh, you don't know how to find your mute button. There you go. Okay. He found it.
All right. So Tanzanite is the last one. And this one is really interesting. And I kind of want a ring now. The ancients believed that the gemstone offers wearers a special pathway to the spiritual realm. It activates chakras from the heart and is a stone that brings visions to whoever wears it. Many believe that Tanzanite forces the wearer to tell the truth. This one, Tanzanite, though, actually is relatively new. I guess you know the heart. You know the movie Titanic,
Yeah.
Heart of the Ocean.
Yeah.
That was actually supposed to be a heart-shaped tanzanite pendant necklace surrounded by diamonds.
Right.
So I guess that's where it got its
Oh, okay.
first, the pretty blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was nice. It was nice.
They were
Yes.
pretty.
So, you can find tanzanite in Boudins
Boudin.
or Bowdens, Bowdens, or sausage formations associated with rhodolite and kyanite. So I don't know what that even means.
Me neither. I'm lost.
In sausage formation, so I'm gonna be looking for sausage.
A sausage formation to find it.
I'm guessing it's like maybe underground, in pockets underground, from volcanic activity. That's what I'm guessing that means, but I could be wrong. Because I'm still picturing sausage.
Yeah, the rock hounds will know what that means right off the bat.
They probably will.
I can't get the stink eye stone out of my mind. I keep
stink
thinking about that. That's like the stink eye.
You know what? It's so funny about that because I always learn I was like, why do they call it the stink eye? They say, well, you ever had somebody that's been working like for 2 days, never showered, and they walk up and start talking to you, and you kind of got that funny look in your, you squint one eye like, wow, you smell bad.
Yeah,
that
must be the stink eye.
Stink eye is?
Yeah, that's the stink eye. Like you're the kid in school that, whoo, man, the kids are looking at you like, man, they're closing one eye like, wow, you're strong. That's the stink eye.
Didn't the Little
I thought it was
Rascals?
somebody who looked at you that didn't like you.
Yeah, I thought the Little Rascals did it to each other all the time.
I mean, now wait a minute. Now Kathleen said it. Oh, I didn't think it was somebody that liked you. Now, if you walked up, you really stink. Is that guy really going to be liking you?
Yeah, all right.
You're not his best
Not going to
friend
have
no
many
more. You're like,
friends, yeah.
Oh, whatever. I'm around stinky minors a lot. And you know what? We don't bathe for like
We don't
a few
give each
days.
other the stink eye.
Y'all should be giving each other the stink eye.
You know what? You can Google it. That's just the way I took it from the old timers.
Google
That's
it.
like that's the stink
I
eye.
believe you.
What's
That's
the-
like
Well, they say
funny.
when you come up and you're looking, I'm like, ooh, you strong. That's the stink eye.
What is the
You're like,
What's the Wikipedia definition of stink eye?
Google stink eye, dear.
I don't get that stuff.
The
The
stink
producer
eye.
will Google it.
Stink eye, a noun, a facial expression of distrust, disdain, or disapproval. Also called skunk eye, hairy eyeball.
The old hairy eyeball.
When he kept me waiting, I gave him the stink eye.
All right. Now we know what stink eye really is.
Well, there you go. And all you need to do is wear turquoise.
And then you'll be protected from stink eye.
Yeah, I learned that. I actually learned that off my great grandmother. She's like, I was like, what the stink eye? I'm not old six. She's like, well, when you come up and you really smell, you ever see somebody go like this? And she would kind of like half wink one eye.
Yeah, kind of.
She goes, that's the stink eye. That means wow, you're close enough. You smell really bad.
Yeah,
And
disapproval.
Yeah,
They
she goes,
disapprove of your smell.
don't be that kid in school.
Don't get
Don't be the kid that gets a stink eye.
So you could wear turquoise and you'll be protected from
Definitely,
the
yes.
stink eye.
I don't know. Somehow we regressed to turquoise. I think I was on tanzanite.
Stink eye. Man,
Oh, my
you learn
goodness.
something new every week here, I'm telling you. And whoever says you don't learn nothing here, they're wrong.
I learn something new every day.
Well, I mean, have you ever had somebody tell you something and it's like you're just looking at them like it's so far fetched and you're kind of squinting at one eye? That's a stink eye. Like, dude, it's not. There's no way. Like that's what the stink ie is.
All right,
It's the same. It's the same.
Wow.
thing.
Yes, that was hilarious.
Now we know.
Well, there is more uses for tanzanite.
Okay.
Let me cover
What is
that real quick. It gets rid of lethargy, depression, and anger.
Okay. All right.
Whoever wears it will achieve excellence and chase their dreams. and it's associated with creativity. It allows one to explore new patterns and pursue your passions. The stone is also believed to strengthen the immune system and treat the heart, pancreas, chest, throat, and spleen. And it will also stimulate fertility.
Okay.
Now, Kathleen, is what color? Like, if I was just to look at it, what color is the tanzanite right off the bat?
They come in different colors.
What's the normal?
The normal is the blue. Violet is actually really rare, if you find one.
Okay.
But they come in. I think they also come in like an amber color. But the one for December, the gemstone is the blue. And then if they say if you see one that's violet, it hang on to that one. It's extremely rare. And if it doesn't have any inclusions, it'll be worth a lot of money.
Yeah, well, we can't find them here.
No, you cannot. I think you have to go to the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. So, whenever you're in the area.
I've heard of that place, and
look
none
for
of the
some
stories
sausages.
Next time you're there, look for a sausage formation and.
There might be some tanzanite.
Hey Tim, you want to go?
Yeah. I'm down. Let's do it.
Down.
Well, I think you can also find it in Tanzania. That's where it got its name.
Tanzania.
So, yeah, what is that? East Africa?
I was gonna say, where the heck is Tanzania? I think it is somewhere in Africa.
Yeah.
Something
So,
like that, yeah.
You know they love us.
We'll find us some. What are we gonna find there again?
Tanzanite.
Tanzanite.
I want one.
Man.
I want to see some.
Now wait, hey Shad, you're listening, right?
No, I am not paying attention.
You didn't hear that part?
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking, isn't tanzanite the stuff that if you shoot, it will blow up?
That's tannerite.
Tannerite.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, now wait a minute. I don't want to dig that.
And why did you ask me?
I know, right?
Man, I'm offended.
Dude, you're a Marine. You should know this stuff.
Mercy.
And that was dredging up the news.
Awesome, Kathleen.
Are you saying Marines like to blow stuff up?
Dang, Rich, you've been so quiet. I forgot you were there.
Yeah, I've never seen that in my days ever, Rich. You're gotta be kidding.
Oh Lord.
Well, I always call Shad a bull in a china shop because he breaks everything. And it was a funny story. Well, it wasn't so funny on Saturday when it happened. Well, yeah, it was. I laughed.
What'd he break?
They were trying to get the generator started, and Jimbo was pulling on it, and then Shad's like, here. And then he, pulls on it, rips the
Breaks the rope.
right out.
Oh, Shad.
Now,
That's
he's
not good.
It would have been a tragedy, but he's done this before, you see. He
Yes.
has a lot of experience in how to, make that work again.
Hey, if you're going to do something, you give it all you got.
Yeah, now, did he have his spare rope with him, Shad?
How'd you guys fix it?
Well, luckily it broke up close to the handle that you grab on the pull cord.
Okay.
So there's still plenty
Plenty
of
of rope.
rope on there. Because, no, we did not have a spare cord.
Uh-huh.
And, oh my gosh, that generator, we took it all apart. Pretty much we cleaned out the entire carb, spark plug, fuel lines.
Oh, well, I was digging and classifying.
It was insane.
Because
Kathleen?
we couldn't get the shop vac to work without the generator. So
Right.
I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, digging
yeah.
buckets, classifying, and
You're
11
hey,
buckets later, the generator starts
The
working.
generator's running again.
So what did you find
Okay.
wrong with it? You don't know. You just cleaned it up and fired it back up.
Well, we did find there was this green gunk,
Green gunk's never good.
and we saw it in the carburetor a little bit,
Mhm.
right? But we were looking. I mean, it was also in a few other areas. It was really strange. He had no clue what it is, and I haven't seen that color. Usually, when stuff's in the carb or something, it's black, gunky looking
it's not
stuff.
green.
It's almost patinaed copper or something. I don't know.
Huh.
But I did help a few buckets.
He
with Kathleen.
did.
And Jimbo finally then found another little pinhole in the carb that had that same stuff in it. It was hard to get out and clean.
Right.
But once we did that, put it all together, boom, it worked.
Good to
So
go.
one of the jets were clogged, probably.
Yep.
Wow. I just wonder what the green stuff was.
Yeah, we had no idea. It was another piece of equipment he let his someone borrow.
Same person that borrowed the
Same
truck,
person
I
that
think.
borrowed his truck.
Oh, man. Man. I wonder
Yeah, there were a lot of things, you know, that came up, but we overcame them, you know, and still managed to get a lot of dry washing in.
that's good.
Luckily, Jimbo redeemed himself,
Yeah.
or else I told him I was going to refer to him as Hoffman all the time.
I like that name that you gave him in the beginning. Jimbo Hoffman Hamilton. Uh-huh.
Whatever. Shad got us stuck in the gravel in the wash. So,
Until we took the Rhino off the trailer. The truck, believe it or not, the Dodge Ram 1500 with the Bighorn edition, right?
yeah.
You think it would have four-wheel drive,
No,
wouldn't you?
it does
Don't
not.
it?
It does not. No, not the.
Come on, really?
Not kidding you.
Yeah, I know. So, but we ended up having to take the trailer off and
Well, we left the trailer. We just took the Rhino off, so there wasn't as much weight, and got right through fine.
yeah, and then it was fine.
That's hard to believe that it's not four-wheel drive. I mean, that's
Yeah,
a beast
I was
of
shocked.
a truck. Yeah, man. That must just be the yuppie version, is what it must be.
I think it's the fancy, like, look at me, I got a big
got a
shiny
pickup
big
truck.
truck.
Yeah, woohoo.
Well, let's just say we broke that bad boy in by putting 1,400 miles on that.
Yeah,
You definitely
on,
put some
on the
miles
rental
on it.
car.
You got your money's
1,400
worth.
miles.
You got your money's worth on that one. Man.
We towed stuff, and we had that bed of that pickup packed.
It's got the Buffalo seal of approval
There you
now.
go. That's right. a little
And we didn't break it.
little shameless plug for the Dodge Ram being approved by the Wandering Buffaloes.
Just if you're in the market for a used truck, that the Dodge Ram 1500 Rambo had Bighorn edition with a few little scratches on the side.
That's right.
In the Arizona Phoenix area, do not buy it.
That's right. Shad drove it.
Don't buy any car that the Biffles ran.
No.
I'm actually surprised you guys got away for that video because old Jimbo likes that truck an awful lot.
Which
Oh
one?
yeah, he was so embarrassed about his truck.
Oh, his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, his Ford. And well, it was the strangest thing. Both of his headlights, the low beams would come on, but they were so dim you couldn't see. And we were following him, and I'm like, why is everybody flashing him?
Because
Oh.
I can't see him.
Can't see him.
Yeah.
Tell him, Jimbo, it's time for a new truck. Right?
Well,
The truck still runs.
he really likes that truck.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a big boy truck.
It is a big one.
Well, that's cool, I guess.
So we managed to fit all of our stuff in the cozy Dodge.
Mm-hmm. The Dodge.
Although I will say one thing because he is a good friend. He's not such a big boy anymore.
I know. Yeah,
He
slimmed away.
slimmed down quite a bit.
Man.
He's almost about my size. I'm like, there you go, buddy.
He slimmed down, Scott. He didn't shrink.
Right. He had
Oh,
to shrink.
really?
He's still tall enough to ride the ride.
You guys.
I had to throw that in.
Good one. Good one, Kathleen. Oh, man.
I've been around these guys too long.
Okay, that was funny. I'll give you
It
that.
was. You have to admit it was funny, Scott.
Well, in 1975 when I was in school, they said, 5'7" to 5'9" was the size of an average man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not my fault that McDonald's, KFC come in and throw stuff out like Shad, I mean...
Well, you know what, Scott? The miners back in the day, they were tiny.
Yeah.
Everybody was really tiny. So
Yeah. See?
Well, that's because we had to pick in small holes.
Right. That's right. See?
well, in general, when we were looking at these older buildings and stuff, I'm like, why is everything so small? And they're like, people were smaller back then.
They were. They were. People were
You know what's
small.
really funny? Were they smaller or were they just they just had a natural bend?
A natural bend.
Natural bend. Well, you said it right, actually, because the book that Kathleen was reading even had pointed out, because it also had a connection with the Earps and the Clanton feud.
Mm-hmm.
And most people back then were about, average height was 5'7" for men. Now, the Earps, the whole Earp family, they were all over 6 foot tall. And that was, like, abnormal back then.
Yeah.
So you would have fit right in. Me, I'd have stuck way out. I'd have been on everything.
Well, that's why everybody picked on them, because they were bigger.
Yeah. They're like, oh, who's these guys? They're tough. They look big. Let's take them.
Yeah.
It'd been pretty bad riding into a town. Somebody goes, "Where are you from? You're too tall to be around here."
Yeah.
You're too tall to be around here.
Yeah, you're an outsider.
Big boy.
Not grass fed.
Not grass fed.
Right.
It's front fed.
Somebody mentioned earlier, maybe that was donkey meat you guys ate.
Maybe.
It was a donkey steak.
Oh, speaking of donkeys, when we were sleeping outside, and we didn't have a tent or anything, we were just sleeping outdoors, which was amazing, by the way.
Uh-huh.
That's the first time I've ever done it. Rich did it the last time we were out in Arizona.
Right.
Oh, I loved it.
It was so peaceful just to like lay down there and just look up at the sky, and
That damn moon was so
it
bright.
was.
Ugh.
Like, what's that all about?
Drove me nuts.
There was a full moon. And it was like it was daylight. You could actually see shadows. You were casting shadows on the ground from the moon.
Oh, that's cool.
It's awesome.
It was pretty neat because I could see, because I was kind of leery sleeping out there with the critters and the coyotes and the donkeys.
So did you hear any donkeys this time?
Yes.
One came almost right into camp.
And he-
hollering
Oh,
like
really?
crazy.
He was just honking away, and I'm like, and I said, Shad, is it going to bite us?
No, actually, let them stay around. If they stay around your camp and they're sleeping, if something shows up that, like, you know, a cat or something you really don't want to be around, they will let you know when they run away.
Yep. Well, there was one retarded coyote out there too.
It was just one single coyote.
Like all his friends left him or something.
He's like,
No.
It sounded weird.
That's what you call the beggar.
Yeah. He's just out of it.
Like, why wasn't he with his pack?
he was a loner, a rebel.
So now, what was he doing? Yelping out there by itself?
Oh yeah, but it was just sounded not normal like most coyotes do. It was all like hoarse, like he's been smoking for 100 years.
Well, what's really funny? Well, that probably wasn't a coyote. That might have been a donkey.
That was a donkey?
No, that was a coyote because he did howl too.
Oh, I was going to say, a coyote usually out here, they'll yelp. They'll do a different yelp when they're chasing something. And then if they need, like, extra help, they'll do another yelp, and the other ones will come in. And then once the kill's made, then they yelp it out to the rest of the pack, and they come right in
That's
where they're
what
at.
he was doing, because I think he was looking down at us at camp. He was like, oh, I can't take the three of them, so where's my friends?
And then I confused him by repeating his calls back to him. And he kept changing them then. Every time I do it, he'd change it. And then I do it. And then he'd change it again.
That is called entertainment.
No, that's called they walked by and peed on your tent after they were done.
We didn't have a tent. Bimbo had the cot canopy or whatever.
Yeah, he had the canopy cot.
Canopy cot.
He had the luxury model, right?
Yeah.
Well, he
guys-
kept saying,
you
oh,
like
it's
it?
so cold, it's so cold. And we're like, this feels great. So you sleep in that thing, we'll sleep outside. And we were fine.
Oh, yeah.
Because it did feel good.
Yeah, he could have slept.
Everybody cranking their heat up in Arizona.
Oh, it's horrible. You couldn't go into any building without sweating.
When we stayed at the bordello, they're like, well, if you get hot or if you get cold, we got a heater. And we slept with the windows open.
Of course. You're like, we're from Ohio. Come on.
Yeah, this feels
This
rather
is
nice.
summer weather for us. This is awesome. We're not going nowhere. We're opening the windows.
I mean, that's like right now. I got an old Western style blue jean shirt on with a what do you call that? Oh, that red. Oh shoot!
Flannel?
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. They're old time though.
Flannel.
It looks like a
Pleats?
it looks like a picnic table.
Flannel.
Oh.
Like a picnic.
Yellow bandana shirt.
Yeah.
Plaid.
I got that on right now, and it's kind of like, I mean, I don't think it's, I mean, if I didn't have it on, it's pretty chilly. But it's getting, I'm
cold.
down here I'm southern Phoenix now, so I'm thinking where I'm at camping, which today we left with 20-mile-an-hour winds. That's fabulous. You ever had a tent beat the heck out of you? Oh my God.
No.
But yeah, it's just it's going on right now. It's not really hot. It ain't really cold, but it's not really.
It's probably.
You guys from Ohio would love it.
It's probably 29 or 30 here right now. It's cold.
Well, the good part is I didn't have to encounter any snakes because it was too cold.
Somebody just asked about that too, Kathleen. If you encountered
know.
any snakes. Nope.
It's way too cold.
Too cold. It's too cold for the snakes too. It's 68 degrees, huh?
Yeah, they were high.
Yeah,
they were higher.
They had their winter coats on too and the gloves. What's wrong with them? It's not bad. Well, Scott, do you have a in the Goldfields tonight, or we just want to keep shooting the breeze like we're doing?
Well, I was going to actually talk about something that come across actually in the last 2 weeks about 4 times.
All right, hold on a
A
second.
claim.
Hang
So
on.
yeah, there's some stuff.
All right, well, here, wait, we got to do this properly.
Oh, okay.
Now it is time for In the Goldfields with Scott Swiftwater Toney. Join Scott each week as he shares useful information to help you find and recover more gold. Here's Swiftwater.
All right, and back to what I was saying before that great introduction there.
You
Still
have to
just
have your
cracks me up.
introduction, Scott. Come on.
I know, but it just makes me laugh every time I hear it. It just makes me laugh. But no, this week is which you guys heard earlier. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Gold season might come up short this year. You know what? It happens. That's why they call it a gold season and not making a living all the time off of it. Mm-hmm. It's not easy. It's hard. But I have had brought to my attention at least 4 times in the last 2 weeks because people were not seeing claim markers. And now I want, just because you don't see a gigantic yellow sign saying, don't dig here, does not mean it's not a claim. Mm-hmm. You can't, anybody going down a creek or a river, the creek and the river is probably going to be in the middle of their claim. So you got to look up high, especially if you're in canyons. You got to look up high for markers because they're going to be up high. It's 20 acres. So they mark out 20 acres. And now this is very important because a lot of people don't know what 20 acres is. It's not that small. I mean, if you walk 20 acres and you walk back 20 acres, you're going to go, holy mackerel, it's further than I ever thought it would be. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're moving equipment. But you always look up to the high benches for the markers because that's where they stake the claim at. They have 20 acres and usually a creek, riverbed, maybe a good, nice depression or a little wash is going to be right in the middle. And they always, where you always stake, you kind of want where you think, wow, this is a good place right here. There's a lot of gold. You'll put your stake there, and then, you kind of want to go 20 acres around that when you go to file. And then, it's going to take homework. You still got to do your GPS coordinates to find out right where you're putting your stakes in. And then after you do that, and you kind of want to keep that good place where you found gold right in the middle. So you'll do 20 acres a coordinate. And then when you go to the BLM, what's going to be funny is because then you'll find out when you do your homework that you're not cross-filing anybody. This claim's open. It's not claimed because sometimes it is claimed, but people do not go out and stake the markers. And it leaves a lot of people to the offsuit of it's not claimed. Now, according to me, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that do it and don't never go out and stake it. If I don't know where I'm not supposed to dig, it's legal ground. which means I couldn't, I'm not going to get in trouble for it. I didn't know where I was not supposed to dig because you didn't mark it. You have to have it marked. So when it comes to claims out here, look for markers up on the high benches, number one.
Now,
And
Scott, is there like a certain protocol to follow when you're staking a claim?
Now, see, I thought about doing a tutorial because it will take that to even do a video on this. It does take a little bit of stuff to do. It comes down to sections and parts in the county, and then places inside that part, and then you have to have your 4 stakes. And usually, the way I learned is wherever you think the best gold is, you put your stake, and then 20 acres around, you do your walking, and it's not going to be easy because you gotta walk it. And usually it's on a hill, a big one, because it's a wash. It's a big giant, an old riverbed. And you mark out and then you go and take that to the BLM, and then you register it with them. And then if it cross claims somehow, you'll get paperwork back saying, well, you can't quite put it like this because you might have cut like maybe somebody else's claim off by a corner. So you have to now you have to reconfigure where your post is going to be to not do that. But you don't want to have something come back, and somebody wants to take you to small claims court for 10 feet of ground. That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it does take a lot of work. And the reason why I get on this right now is because like I said, I've had a couple people come down on the claims that I've been working on, and we've been doing this for 5 years and working the same claim. So a lot of people in this club that actually in Arizona, they know who we are, and they know who I am, and they know that's who works it. And I've had in the last 4 days, people walk down and say, well, we didn't think this was claimed. And I'm like, well, let me show you the markers again. Because their claim markers are just as high as ours are. And I'm like, how you are missing these, I do not know. It's right on the corner. You can't walk around the bend without seeing it. It's orange, white, and orange. But they would say, well, I didn't see no signs. And I'm like, well, you know what? That's when I come down to you're not educating yourself. It's not only a sign. And like I said, I made a video on claim markers. We got the post, PVC pipes, people with wood stakes with a what we call a dog tag on the side. And that's what we call a first marker. If you ever see one drove in the ground that's got a dog tag on the side, that's someone staking a claim. That means that means they're what they call first on the ground. They have staked a claim, and they are saying that we are taking this right now and presenting this to the BLM and the county. Mm-hmm. So, and then what he does is he'll date when he staked that claim. Now, if he pays his dues, everything goes through, and he gets his paper back from the BLM, or vice versa if you go to the county and do it that way. Once you get your papers, that's first on the ground. You have a stake on that claim. So if somebody tried to stake it after you, they would be pretty much null and void because you have the first date after September 1st as staking that ground.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a really weird process. And, I mean, there's a lot of people that if you wait too long, you could lose things. There was one year I actually almost lost my claims in Pinal County just past Apache Junction because of one piece of paperwork that I forgot to file. And I went back in and refiled, which it did cost me just like I just did a brand new claim. But I did get the paperwork back, filed it back with the county, and it's still in my possession. It was a mishap, not only on my part, but someone else's part. We just actually, we had it set in there. We forgot to do it. And it's really important by September 1st. If you have claims, get your paperwork in there before that date, because after September 1st, they don't care.
Now, Scott, we were talking to Jim about claims quite a bit when we were out there. And he actually brought something I didn't even think of or even realize. You know, I figured when you went out in Arizona, for instance, and you filed a claim, you know, you're good to, you know, do whatever type of mining you want. But evidently there's, you know, placer claims and then there's load claims.
Exactly.
And he actually said he's going through it now where he had a placer claim because there's not technically a load deposit he's ever found or anybody's found on that 20 acres. However, somebody has come on top and is trying to put a load claim on top of his placer claim.
Right.
So I was kind of surprised by that. And then Donald Knox even brought up, just because the area we're at also has state trust land. And there are people trying to sell claims on there, which do have good gold, but to mine those, it's very expensive. It's not like the federal mining claims as we found.
No, I was going to say, if you go on state trust land, you're in a different whole ball game there.
It's outrageous, really.
Yeah. And when it comes to, like, when Jim, you know, listen to what Jim tells you, because he knows where he's up at, and I know where his claims are. There are loads claims up there as well.
Yep.
And I don't think, or I do think, there's something that's got to do with the difference between a placer claim and a load claim, and they could be both on the same kind of a deal, but different. And it sounds weird, but you know, like I said, Jimbo's pretty savvy on this. He's been around this old dog a long time.
Yeah, he said he's able and has, you know, of course, if it goes through, he has an easy case really to fight it, you know, and, you know, take the load claim away, basically.
Yeah, what's really funny is I found out it just comes down to pretty much paperwork and dates.
Yeah.
I mean, if you did it first, then they call it first on the ground. Yeah. If you were first on the ground, you got it. You're the one that staked it. You know, I can't go and, you know, follow you and watch you stake something out and write everything down, your coordinates, and then I go through your stakes out and put my stakes in and go back and do the same thing. Okay. It's you can't do that. Wow. You could try it, but I don't think it's going to work for you.
Now, also, he mentioned this, and you even kind of touched on it, as far as when you do file your claim paperwork and it goes to the BLM. You know, obviously they review it and do their diligence on it, of course, but it takes some time. Like he said, sometimes you could go 2-3 months before you get the letter back if you mess something up. What do you do in the meantime, you know, since it's technically your claim's in process and you're still able to go out there and mine it, but isn't everybody else until that's actually finally approved?
Well, you know what? In all-out truth, myself, I like to go to the county first.
Yeah.
I go file with the county and let them send me my papers, and I go in the BLM. Because, more or less, the county is the county. They oversee the BLM, more or less, just like the sheriff. They're an elected official. So I always like to go to the county first, and then, you know, if I make a recording on that and date it, you know, after September 1st, if it's been elapsed or anything. Like I said, you got to do a lot of homework. You got to do your paperwork first, and then, you know, like I said, I always go to the county. I make a recording on it to when I staked it, or I went out and put my stakes in, and then I take that and then I record it with the BLM. Now, if there's any problem after that, like somebody says, well, you know, I didn't get to do this, I didn't get to do that. I've got my county papers stating that I already filed with the county at this date that I already staked this land. So if it goes into a civil court, I'm probably going to come out on top. Like I said, I like to go to the county first, and then the county will send me my papers. I'll just take those papers to the BLM, the same map, the same everything, and then they take care of it. That's just how I like to do it. Now, there's a lot of people that like to go to the BLM first and look through the papers, try to find if anything's dropped, and which that takes a lot of homework. And you got to be really persistent because there's a lot of things they'll look like they're dropped, but they're not. But after, like I said, September 1st, I mean, if you're diligent and you're really going to be a hard nose about going up and finding claims, you're going to go up there and do that paperwork. You're going to get in there and you've already went out and did the legwork, found the claim numbers, and then you come in the next year and you want to know you want to know the paperwork on these particular claims, these claim numbers, the American mining claim numbers. And when you find out the paperwork, okay, it's not been refiled, well, then go refile on it. It's like I said, they'll tell you it's first to the ground. It's a dog eat dog world, and it's not fun. It's not nice because sometimes you could actually step on one of your friend's toes and not even know it. But that's if you want to dig gold like I dig gold, you got to be diligent. You got to understand how things are. So,
well, speaking of filing at a county, did you hear the latest of what in California for next year that recording fees are going to be $75 per page, and that includes for all property and even mining claims.
Huh.
So
that's expensive.
Big time price gouging there.
Well, California's got to get their money somehow.
Yeah.
But you never know. If California's doing that, things might change.
Interesting.
Well, that's what the whole state was, pretty much founded on.
Yeah.
I think you need to remind the people living there. I think they forget their own history or changed it. I don't know.
They changed it.
Yeah.
You can do that now, evidently.
Hey, are we going to have Shannon on anytime soon?
Probably. More than likely. He just seems to pop in.
Well, I think that thing should be coming up with that one lawsuit or whatever, isn't it? I think it's going to the Supreme Court.
Which one?
Oh, Rich? For the Reinhardt case?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I don't remember when the date is, but yeah, I believe you're right. That, it should be in the first quarter or so of next year. So, yeah, maybe we'll reach out to him because I think he has some more updates as well.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Especially with the road closures and stuff like that. As
well as the water board, California Water Board in relation to dredging, if it's a go or no go in California. Jim was kind of telling us a little bit, but I definitely think we get Shannon on to talk about that because it's.
Yeah, I think we need to do that.
Maybe later.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe later. Yeah.
Yeah.
On that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you never know which way that's going to go. So.
Right. So we'll just have to wait and see. And then
exactly.
Yeah. Very interesting, Scott. Very, very interesting.
But just to touch back on claim markers. Remember, folks, wooden stakes, PVC pipes, anything that's got a lot of color and yellow signs. Look for those. Hey, you would be surprised.
You could put rhinestones and bedazzle yours.
I'm gonna bedazzle mine.
We actually, I got a good friend that's, we met him. He's at the claim below us. His claim's called the Golden Thong. I mean, you would not believe some of the names.
That's funny.
Pretty cool.
So, but just keep your eyes out.
Claim with freaking laser beams.
And sharks, right?
Sharks with freaking laser beams.
Mutated sea bass,
That's right.
Yeah. But like I said, out here, a lot of people don't really look for them.
Actually have freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their
Yeah, sharks with freaking laser beams.
but really, you guys, when you come out here in the West Coast, just keep your eyes out because there's some people that are going to be really lightly it's no big, and then there's other people they're going to come down on you like a hammer.
Sure.
Because, some of them think you're stealing from their family. Yeah. And some of them out here are still in the, let's just say the old ways, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
Keep your eyes out for those markers and then rely on any other information that you can get. Always do your homework, man. That's the biggest thing. Man, do your homework.
That's the key.
But other than that, I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you, Scott.
Are there any businesses that do that for you?
There are, and we call them claim salesmen. But you know what? Some of the claims that they got are really good. Some of them are not. And then
No, not selling them. Like, we'll handle all your paperwork for you, so you can just go mine. I was just curious.
There should be.
Do you have anything like that?
There should be.
Now I know a personal person that actually does that. But he wants to make sure you're serious before you go through with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really a firm believer on I don't want them to make the wrong choice, and then after I do all the paperwork and they pay me, and then they think I did something because now there's nothing down on their claim, or they didn't do the work and didn't go do the panning or check it out and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I have a friend that actually does that stuff, but he makes you go down and dig. Mm-hmm. Whatever you're going to do, you go down there. If you find gold, if you want the claim, cool. If you don't find gold...
So he requires you to actually go and prospect on it before he'll even go through the trouble?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I'd still be wary of somebody else doing it.
No, he's just... All you do is you give him the information of where you're at, and he takes care of the rest. He knows the mining rules and the 20 acres, and you just tell him where you were. If it wasn't claimed up,
that
he
way
does all the rest.
Say, I have people for that.
Yeah,
I'm busy mining gold.
That person goes away, and up comes time to renew your claim, and you have no clue how to do anything.
Yeah. Like I said, it takes some work to get a claim first started. It does take the legwork. I mean, you gotta stake your claims and stuff like. And a lot of people out here, they go, I don't have to stake. Well, if it ain't staked, I don't know where your claim was and where it wasn't. So if I'm digging on it, it's not my fault.
Well, I think it's something. Of course, when the time comes for your first one, usually, other people who have done it. You can kind of have them help you, or have somebody to. Give you some tips and stuff. I think it's an important thing, though, that every miner should probably do themselves, personally.
Sure.
Just in case when as time goes on. I mean, it's only going to benefit you.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to the BLM right now, and you could actually read through the actual claims forms. They got several different kinds: load claims, placer claims, small waiver fees, and plans of operation, which they call POO. You go through and read all the paperwork, and you'll understand. People just think you just come out here and just like, woohoo, it's my claim. Oh, it don't happen that easy. Yeah, it's
that's the way I want it. Woohoo.
Yeah, it used to be like that. It ain't like that now. I mean, you got actually, like I said, I learned a long time ago that I stake a claim. When I stake my claim, that's my middle marker. So what I do is I take that middle marker, that GPS coordinates, and when I go up to the BLM or the county, I do 20 acres around that middle marker. Now, it could work to your advantage, or it could work against you because you don't know how the creek's running. So what you want to do is kind of be able to curve it or twist it a little bit, and you can't really do that. Try to keep it as a square, because they've been doing some funny things around here, and there might be some people that disagree with me, but the stuff that I've been learning this year, they're not doing the crazy claims that they used to do. I've already had to shrink, not my claim down, but I had to situate it to where it was actually a perfectly square claim now, and which I'm not really, it didn't bug me. I lost 20 feet. Mm-hmm. So I was just laughing. I was like, oh, okay, I don't care. But they're really wanting to do this the square grid thing and keep it to where they know where you are and what you are doing.
All right. Interesting.
I mean, if you're moving less than 5 yards, I think it's 5 yards or 6 yards a day, it's no big thing. But if you're moving over 5 yards a day, they kind of want to know what your plans of operation are and things like that, because you're moving. I mean, in a 6 month period, 5 yards a day, that's a pretty good hefty amount. Mm-hmm. So they kind of want you to have, I don't know if the 5 yards requests a bond or not, but anything other than that, if you use bigger machinery, they request a $1 million bond. It gets into some technical stuff, but I can't really go against them, because I got to admit, if I mine the land, I should be able to reclaim the land and make it look just as nice as when I showed up.
Right.
Or at least, flat and let the desert take over.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's a good.
And
it's a good.
Tim, I'm a firm believer in that. You gotta,
Mm-hmm.
you hear people
definitely.
going fill in your holes. I hate hearing that. When I'm digging in the creek, I shouldn't have to fill in my holes. The first flood's going to fill in my hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I dig
Maybe
big
in
holes.
Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. When
Well,
they get it,
yeah.
it's moving
Not all
everything.
the time here.
Right. Not all the time here, but there, when you get that flash floods, everything's filled.
Yeah.
It's like brand new again. Well, that's definitely a good topic.
I mean, can you imagine you sitting there dredging, Tim, and moving, say, 4 yards? I mean, if you really went serious, you wanted to go for it.
Mhm.
You could go out Friday, leave Monday morning. You might move, maybe if you're lucky, 3.5 yards of dirt.
Right.
Are you going to fill that hole back in?
Not that day. Not if I'm still working on it. And
Well,
then when I'm
exactly.
done, I'll throw the big
Like
rocks
when you're-
back
when
in
you're
it. And that's
Done
it.
with your claim.
Yeah,
you
when
know?
I'm done for the weekend or whatever, I'll chuck the big rocks back in it, and and let the creek reclaim the rest of it. That's about all I can do.
I guess you're right there.
You know what I mean? Because I try to be respectful to the next person or somebody walking down the creek that ain't got enough sense to be looking where they're walking.
Yep.
So
And like that, it's a lot of times public areas and
Yeah.
different things when you're
Oh,
talking
right.
out here on the East Coast.
yeah,
A little
Yeah,
bit different
yeah.
when you're dry washing in the middle of
Oh,
the desert.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
You know.
I was going to say, see out here, we got rock crawlers. They're like, woo, dig holes, because they like go through them and all. They love it.
sure.
They're driving like these big. They almost look like race car frames on
Yeah.
steroids
Yeah, I've
with
seen
giant wheels.
They're
And-
cool.
Yeah,
Well, I
They're
think
like-
Scott, work on this, and let's talk about this on another week's show. I think created a whole nother topic for another
Yeah.
show for sure. All about staking the claims and everything else. So
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to be learned.
there's a
I
lot
think.
to it. There's definitely a lot
And,
to it.
now always remember us. We're not like California. California's not like Nevada. Nevada's not like Idaho. So know where you're at. There's always differences,
Mhm.
and I throw that out there too. It's
Yeah.
not the same everywhere.
Yeah, because I always thought it was kind of the same. A federal mining claim should be one-stop shop.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's crazy.
See,
You
there's
got it.
a lot you can talk about on this subject. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, everybody. And Scott, definitely pick that up for another week. I'd love to hear more about it. I'm sure the listeners
Hey,
would too.
you know what? Thanks for everybody listening, and I wish, if somebody had some input tonight, they would have called in. Always feel free, you guys, if you want to call in and you hear if I do something wrong or say something wrong, hey, correct me. I don't mind.
Send your hate mail.
Power.
Yeah, send him hate mail. He loves it. So
Or if it's different, in your area, just call and talk about it.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Scott. Another great topic, my friend, and you've created a new one just by talking. So, way to go, buddy. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting late here. We got to work tomorrow. Back to the working world. And
My first day back from vacation.
Yep. Kathleen's got to go back to the grindstone tomorrow. So
I don't want to look at my emails.
And I might come out of the gold fields next week just to go back to work. I can't believe
There
it.
you go.
I've retired twice. This
Well.
thing's overrated.
welcome back, Scott. Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
They pull you back in.
They do. They don't want to
know.
let you get away. Nope, you're not going far. All right. We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. I want to thank my wonderful co-host for being here. Kathleen, Shad, I'm glad you guys are back. Scott, thank you for being here. Rich, thank you for being here, buddy. And thank
All
you
right.
to all of our listeners for being here tonight. Until Sunday, we're out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good night,
night.
Go Diggers.
Be sure to tune in next Sunday at 7:30 for another great show. For updates and more info, please go to www.prospectorsradio.com.